Assalamu alaikum. This is online class. Muhammad Soyeduzzaman, Associate Professor, Department of Management and Chairman, Tourism and Hospitality Management. Students, I hope you all are well. Because of the COVID-19 breakout in the pandemic situation, we all are bound to stay at home. We are staying at home, but it does not mean we can sit idle. We have to work for our next days. So I am here to take your online class. I hope you all will give attention on my class. Today I will take class on commercial law or business law, second year, third semester, subject code 5,20,909. Everyone needs to be awareness about law. If we mention the proper ways while enforcing law, not only general people but also the industrial sector will be benefited. So we must learn the proper ways and be responsible towards law. I am giving you some important questions from this chapter, and the chapter is first on the essential elements of contract, and the second, offer and acceptance. Chapter 3, consideration. Chapter 4, void and voidable agreements. Chapter 5, free consent. Chapter 6, contingent contract. Chapter 7, legality of object and consideration. Chapter 8, performance of contract. Chapter 9, termination and discharge of contract. Chapter 10, quasi-contract. And the last one is Chapter 11, indemnity and guarantee. This is the chapter of commercial law. So the student commerce have much more skill and scope from those side. And the question is, what is contract, and discuss the essential elements of contract, and what is consideration, discuss the rules of consideration, and what is contract. Google define a contract is legally enforceable because it meets the requirements and approval of the law. A contract typically involves the exchange of goods, service, money, or promise of any of those. So, contract is the Indian Contract Act of 1872, an agreement enforceable by law is a contract. Contract is a written or spoken agreement, especially one concerning employment, sales, or tendency that is intended to be enforceable by law. Sir Frederick Pollock defines every agreement and promise enforceable at law is a contract. And the Justice Anson define a contract is an agreement enforceable at law made between two or more persons by whom right are acquired by one or more to act or forbearance on the part of the other and others. So the contract is a written documents and agreement, especially one concerning employment, sales, intended to be enforceable by law. And the next question is the essential elements of a contract. The agreement becomes enforceable by law when it fulfills certain conditions. These conditions, which may be called the essential elements of contract, are explained below. And the first one is offer and acceptance. Second, legal relationship. Third, lawful consideration. Fourth, capacity of parties. Fifth, free consent. Sixth, legality of the object. Seventh, certainty. Eight, possibility of performance. Nine, void agreement. And the last one, writing, registration and legal formalities. This is the essential elements of a contract. And the first one is offer and acceptance. Offer and acceptance, it is very important to the essential elements of a contract. There must be a lawful offer by one party and a lawful acceptance of the offer by the other party or parties. The adjective lawful implies that the offer and acceptance must conform to the rules laid down in the contract. At 1872, regarding in the Contract Act, offer and acceptance maintaining in the all times. And the second, legal relationship. And the legal relationship, there must be an intention among the parties, but the agreement shall result in on credit or create legal relations. An agreement to dine at a friend's house is not an agreement intended to create legal relations and is not a contract, but an agreement is sell goods or an agreement to money, an agreement intended to create some legal relationship. And the third one is lawful consideration. It is very important to the elements of commercial law or business law. Lawful consideration, subject to certain exception, an agreement is legally enforceable when each of the parties to it gives some time and some things. An agreement to do some things for nothing is usually not enforceable by law. The something given or obtained is called consideration. And consideration is an essential for the formation of a contract. It may consist of a promise to perform a desired act or a promise to refrain from doing an act that one is legally entitled to do. Consideration must have a value that can be objectively determined. For example, to make a gift or a promise of love or affection is not enforceable because of the objective nature of promise. And the fourth, capacity of parties. The parties of an agreement must be legally capable of entering into an agreement. Otherwise, it cannot be enforced by a court of law. Want of capacity arises from minority, lunacy, idiocy, darkness, and similar other factors. And the fifth, free consent. Free consent, it is very important to the essential elements of a concern. And free consent, in order to be enforceable, an agreement must be based on the free consent of all the parties. There is absence of genuine consent if the agreement is induced by coercion, undue influence, mistake, and fraud. A person guilty of coercion undue influence cannot enforce the agreement. And the sixth is legality of the object. It is important to the essential elements of a contract. The subject for which the agreement has been entered into must not be illegal or immoral or opposed to public policy. And the seven, certainty. The agreement must not be vague. It must be possible to ascertain the meaning of the agreement, for otherwise it cannot be enforced. And the eighth, possibility of performance. The agreement must be capable of being performed. A promise to do an impossible thing cannot be enforced. And the ninth, void agreement. Void agreement. An agreement so made must not have been expressly declared to be void. Under Contract Act, there are 5 categories of agreements which are expressly declared to be void. There are agreement in restraint to marriage, section 26, agreement in restraint of trade, section 27, agreement of proceeding, section 28, agreement having uncertain meaning, section 29, auguring agreement, section 30. And the last one is writing, registration and legal formalities. An oral contract is not perfectly valid contract except in those cases where writing or registration, etc., is required by some statute. If act writing is required in cases of sale, mortgage, lease and gift of immovable property, negotiable instrument, memorandum and article of association of a company, etc. This is the essential elements of a contract. First one, offer and acceptance, and second, lawful relationship, and third, lawful consideration, fourth, capacity of parties, fifth, free consent, sixth, legality of the object, seven, certainty, 8, possibility of performance, 9, void agreement, 10, writing, registration and legal formalities. And the next question is, what is consideration? Consideration is an essential for the formation of a contract. It may consist of a promise to perform a desired act or a promise to refrain from doing an act that one is legally entitled to do. Consideration must have a value that can be objectively determined. For example, to make a gift or a promise of love or affection is not enforceable because of the subjective nature of promise. Consideration is an essential element for the formation of a contract. A promise is very important to the development of business and development of activities. Example, Mr. Pinto agrees to sell a house to Mr. Khalek for taka 60 lakh. For Pinto promise The consideration is taka 60 lakh. For Mr. Pinto promise, the consideration is the house. That is consideration. And the last question is discuss the rules of consideration. Now the question is being discussed. Desire of the promisor is essential. The act done or loss suffered by the promise or promisor must have been done or suffered at the desire of the promisor. An act done without any request of a voluntary act and does not came within the definition of consideration. For example, Mr. Pinto sees Sajol's house and fire and helps in extinguishing it. Sajol did not ask for his help, but Mr. Pinto cannot demand payment for his services. And the second is the consideration must be real. The consideration must have some value in the eye of the law. The possible act and illusory of non-existing goods cannot support a contract. Therefore, real consideration comes from goods consideration. Example, Mr. Sajol promised for no consideration to give it 1 lakh taka. This is a void agreement, no consideration, no contract. And the third, public duty, where the promise is already under an existing public duty, an express promise to perform or performance of that duty will not amount to consideration. Example, a contract to pay money to a witness who has received a subpoena to appear at a trial. Collins versus Godefroy. And the fourth, promise to a stronger, but a promise made to a stronger to perform an existing contract and enforceable because the promisor undertakes a new obligation upon himself which can be enforced by the stronger. And fifth, consideration need not be adequate. Section 25 involves that an agreement to which the consent of the party is freely given is not void merely because the consideration is inadequate. For example, Mr. Pinto agrees to sell a house 60 lakh for taka 60,000. Mr. Pinto consent to a agreement was freely given. The agreement is a contract notwithstanding the inadequacy of the consideration. The consideration and the seventh, the consideration must not be illegal or immoral. If either the consideration of the object of the agreement is illegal, the agreement cannot be enforced. If should not be uncertain, illusory or impossible. And the last one is the consideration may be present, past or future. Past consideration, a consideration for the act done in past is a past consideration. Past consideration valid in Indian Act but is not consideration in England law. Example, a teaches the son of B at B's request in the month of January and in February B promised to pay a sum of taka 1,000 for his services of A will be past consideration. Present consideration. When both the parties are ready to move consideration at the same time, it is a present consideration. Example: A sells and delivers a book to be opened. B is promised to pay for it at a future date. The consideration moving from is present or executed consideration, since A has done his act of delivering the book spontaneously with the promise of B. And the future consideration: when a party promises to or obtain from doing something in future, it is a future consideration. Example: Rafiq promises to sell and deliver 8 bags of wheat to Slum for the 6,000 after a week. Upon Kalam's promise to pay the agreed price at the time of delivery, that is future consideration. So that the student commerce have much more skill and score from those sides. So that's the end of my class. Hope you all have enjoyed it. I am requesting all of you to stay at home and be safe. Thank you.